The gentlewoman for Newport News, Ms. Price.
Mr. Speaker, I rise for a point of personal privilege.
Gentlewoman has the floor.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine working hard, doing all of the right things, and then being awarded a scholarship based on your merit, but having it revoked because of your gender? That's exactly what happened to Pauli Murray, our Black history hero for today. Pauli was born in Baltimore in November of 1910, and both of her parents died when she was young, so she grew up in Durham, North Carolina. Murray graduated from high school at the age of 16 with a certificate of distinction and then moved to New York City to attend Hunter College. She worked different jobs to finance her college career, but with the Wall Street crash, she couldn't find work and had to leave school. In 1938, Murray began a campaign to enter then all-white University of North Carolina. With the support of the NAACP, Murray's case received national publicity. She was not successful in her attempt, but it was then that she became dedicated to the civil rights movement. Murray joined the Fellowship of Reconciliation, becoming involved in attempts to end segregation on public transport, and this resulted in her arrest and imprisonment in 1940 for refusing to sit in the back of the bus here in Virginia. In 1941, Murray enrolled in the Howard University Law School with the intention of becoming a civil rights lawyer. The following year, she was one of 4 that formed the Congress of Racial Equality. Members of CORE were mainly pacifists who were influenced by Henry David Thoreau and Mahatma Gandhi's nonviolent civil disobedience. The students became convinced that those same methods could be employed by Blacks to obtain civil rights in America. After Murray graduated from Howard in 1944, she sought to enroll at Harvard University to continue her law studies. In her application for a Rosenwald Fellowship, she listed Harvard as her first choice. She was awarded the prestigious fellowship, but after the award had been announced, Harvard Law School rejected her because of her gender. Ultimately, Murray went to the University of California for law school, where she received her degree and then moved to New York City to be involved in the civil rights movement. Her book, States' Laws on Race and Color, was published in 1951, and Thurgood Marshall himself described the book as the Bible for the civil rights lawyers. In 1960, she was appointed by President John F. Kennedy to his Committee on Civil and Political Rights. In the early 1960s, Murray worked closely with Philip Randolph, Bayard Rustin, and Martin Luther King, but was critical of the way the men dominated the leadership of these civil rights organizations. In 1977, Murray became the first African-American woman to become an Episcopal priest. Pauli Murray died of cancer in Pittsburgh in July of 1985. As a Black woman, a 4th-generation Episcopalian, and a benefactor of the gains of the civil rights movement, I pay homage to Reverend Pauli Murray for her insistence on equality, her brilliant legal mind for civil rights protections, her deep faith in Christian principles, and her steadfastness in the face of injustice. Her story can inspire us all to do what's right and to work to rid our nation of discriminatory practices against minorities and women. As Reverend Murray started her civil rights activism in her 20s, I hope that her story also serves as a reminder to our younger generations that you have the power to make a difference. Please don't let your age be an excuse to not be engaged in our current civil rights struggles. Now is the time that we need to hear from you the most. Thank you.